Hey guys, Jeff Ryan here, just having some fun trying to get this Chaparral done. I've been racing it all week and waiting for their cars to come in, and they did come in. Here's what we got. I got a, boy, it looks good. I tell you what, I was just admiring the shine on it from the VRP we did last week, and look at that, it's still so reflective. That VRP is so darn good. Here's what came in, guys. I got a Chaparral, so I'm gonna rob Paul to pay Peter, so to speak. I need the windshield and I need the headlights. Often when I get these cars out of the package that they were sent in, I'll put them in the transformer, and I looked at the bottom of the Chaparral here. There's no sense in doing it. It doesn't look like it has the brushes, and look at that brush spring. That's got a funky bend in it. That's not even gonna work. But when I touch the Firebird, I touched Firebird, and it looks like it could use a good cleaning. It turned over. I said, fantastic. And you know that classic squeal that we get when the engine rod there, the engine post, doesn't have proper oil? That's what it sounded like. So I took my oil and put one drop of oil on it, and look. I'm gonna make sure the transformer's on. We got a T-Jet working. That is rare. Usually when I get the G-Jets, you guys know that I want the ones that barely run or don't run at all or look horrible. I like to dress them up. So this does look like it could, again, use a good cleaning, but overall it's got the front and back bumper. They really don't look too bad. They really don't. So I think if I wash this thing up, kind of dull though, isn't it? A little VRP, redo the chassis. I think it's gonna be great. Now, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, I think in the references, I think this Firebird was supposed to be, they sold it as a tough one. But just looking at it with the wheels like that, I might keep it, I don't know, I'm on the fence. I might keep it like that or convert it back into the tough one. But anyways, I was talking to my last video about how to get the headlights off. I come across a new technique. In the next segment, I'm going to talk about that. What I want to do first is let's get the body off the chassis and see if we can get at least the windshield out. That should be easier. I don't think they glued the windshield in. I think they put it on its post there and hot knifed it in. We'll see. Let me get the body off the chassis. Yep, it's glued in there. That front headlights, those are glued in there. Oh boy, that should be fun. Okay, and the windshield, like I was thinking about, all we gotta do is grind down that little, the post right there, and the windshield should pop out. So let me get my Dremel over here. I gotta set it up with the barrel sander, and we'll grind that out. Okay, good. Here's the sander, the barrel sander I'm gonna use. I'm gonna put it in front of me, but I'm just gonna touch it to that nub there. And again, the windshield just should come popping out. Okay, it only took a second. I ground down the nub, and I might stand corrected here. I've got all the top flashing off of that nub, and it's still not wanting to come out. I've tried prying it out a little bit, and it seems like, and I can't see it. It might be glued in there. Yeah, I can obviously see that the headlights, yeah, they're glued in there. I can totally see the glue. But as far as the windshield there, I thought maybe just the nub and it'd come out. Well, I stand corrected here. Now, the technique I was referring to last week, and I want to talk about it now, I've seen it done on a number of videos. They take crazy glue to get crazy glue off of something, and even to get your fingers apart, warm salt water, like a bunch of salt in water, and your fingers will start coming apart. You can get the crazy glue off of thing. So I'm thinking, if I soak this in some warm salt water, maybe that'll help loosen up that glue up there. Now I know they were specifically talking about the quick set glue and the crazy glue, but this is hard glue. If it works, great. If it doesn't, I already have plan B. If it doesn't get those the headlights off there, I'm going to sacrifice the body of the Chaparral to get the windshield and the headlights. So if I have to literally grind off the front there and grind off the roof, I'll do it. But anyways, that's plan B. I hope using the salt water. I don't know how long I'm going to have to keep there, because when I saw the video of like the salt water getting the crazy glue off, it was just a few seconds. It didn't take long. But again, this is plastic that's been glued for years. I don't know. We're just going to try it. We're just going to try it. So let me go ahead and get a cup, get some salt, a bunch of salt, and get this thing soaked. Just got back from the kitchen. That is the saltiest salt water I've ever seen in my life. What was funny is both dogs smelled it. I told them, you don't want any of that. And it is very, very warm. It's not boiling, but it's very, very warm. So I'm just going to dunk this in and leave it be. Yeah, okay, good, yeah. I want to make sure that the headlights are down in there real good. Yeah, okay, good. Wow, that water is hot. Okay, I'm just going to leave it be for a bit, and I'm going to go ahead and get back to the chassis. All right, back at the bench. This is the Chaparral chassis. It looks like it was once a flamethrower. It doesn't have the light or anything like that, but it once was flamethrower. Okay, well, hey, we got one brush. We got one brush. So, wow, probably due to the funky bend on on that back brush spring, that's probably why we only have one brush. Okay, got it. There we go. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. How's the bottom comm plate look? Not too bad. We're going to take the Dremel to it. And quite frankly, I don't, if I'm not using this as a flamethrower, I'm not going to keep that little piece of copper on there. Spins freely. So we're in good shape. We got to get another brush, and we also have to adjust the brush spring tension. You know, we got to do that, because when it's bent like that, you're going to be missing a brush, or something like that. I have no idea what happened, but I do know how to fix it. Okay, so I'm going to get that back axle out and the front axle off as well, and really oil this thing up and get it clean. Let me go ahead and pull those. That is just an odd bend for a brush spring. That's just an odd bend. How did it happen? Did it catch on a piece of carpet? I have no idea. I'm speculating. I have no idea. Before I clean the bottom of the chassis there, we do have to address that brush spring. This, what I'm about to show you, is not my technique. I saw this on YouTube, and I can't remember the gentleman's name who did the video. I'm thankful he did it, and it works quite well. He took like a very thin piece of fishing line or something, and I've got some wire just wound up here. And the technique is just to, we got a bend like that, is to put that, it's to put it on there. Boy, I might have to do this in front of me. Yeah, I think I am. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it on, and then I'm going to guide this loop all the way to the back there. Just a second. Okay, boy, it works a lot better if I can see up close. Now, I got it back there. I got the loop back there, and you see what I did? It's underneath the brush spring, and now what I can do is I can just flatten the tension of the brush spring there the way I want it. You can just flatten it out, because you have something underneath there to where you can make that work. Again, let me fiddle with it in front of me. I'm going to get that bugger looking really good. Okay, good. Using the small screwdriver and using the wound copper underneath, I kept fiddling with it until I got it to where I want it. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull that out, and then I'm going to clean the bottom of the chassis here. Tell you what, that back brush spring looks a whole lot better, doesn't it? A whole lot better. I mean, you just wonder, how in the world does something like that happen, I know as a kid we would set our setup on whatever we could, and yeah, we set it up on shag carpet a couple of times. It was a green furry shag carpeting, and the cars go flying off. So I can see how something like that would happen. No fun when it does. And if you're a kid and you don't have any presence of mind how to fix it, well, your slot car's broke. Your slot car's broke. Okay, I'm going to finish cleaning the rest of the copper parts, like the shoes and whatnot, the clamp, the engine plate, and all that stuff. I'm going to do it again with a wire brush here, and boy, it comes out good, doesn't it? Boy, it comes out good. I know that back brush spring still has a little bit of a bend in it, but as far as where I need it to be to hold the brush in place, it's going to be just fine. Okay, very good. I was just on the wire brush with the on the Dremel there, and I really didn't pay too much attention to what the shoes are, but they're silver. Look at the one I haven't done. I couldn't tell due to all the verdigris and everything that was oxidation, everything that was on there, but I didn't know that the shoes were going to be silver. You know, that's how badly covered they were. Just finished up with the wire brush on the Dremel there, and I did the shoes, the clamp there, and I was just finishing up the bottom of the complete there. Look how well that comes out when you use that wire brush. I mean, it's just so quick, so easy. And the thing was, is it sounded so dry, I got to start oiling this thing and start putting it back together. I got all the gears, everything shined up real good. To get that little bit of copper off there, just take the needle nose, roll around, should come right off. Should come right off. I've done that to a number of them to get that little piece off. You can keep it on if you want, but since I'm not going to have a light on it, I don't need it there. You know what I mean? That's my attitude with it. As I'm reassembling, I just got the axles on. I've oiled the axles, and where the engine post goes, and where that drive gear post goes, I've got that oiled up ahead of time. Just make things a little bit easier. Just got the engine clamp on. Looks good, doesn't it? Looks good. What time is it? Time to test it. Time to test it. Yeah, you always want to test it before you put the body on. All right, let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. Okay, I bet there we go. Let's just check to see if the transformer's on, you know what? Oh, there you go. There you go. Sounds good too, doesn't it? So we got that brush spring tension really good. Got it really good. It's starting to warm up a little bit. No, that's good. That's good. You know, and who knows the last time that this bugger run? You know what? Who knows? Who knows? I did trade the axles and the hubs out there for some standard size one. I know the front one that was on there is standard, but I had some there in the back a bit ago. I just go ahead and use those. They looked really good. I didn't have to refresh anything. So I do want to get it some track time. Let me do this. I think I might be wrong, but I think that the Firebird and the Chaparral both have short wheelbases. Let me just go ahead and swap the body off of this one and put it on here. Kind of interesting. You got the front screw in and the guide pin there, and the back I was just going to tighten it, and it's all the way tight like that. I'm trying. That's as far as it was threaded into the screw post originally. But what's interesting is there's just a little bit of play back there, so they never really did thread it properly. I'm not going to mess with it. I'm not going to create another quarter turn of threads just to get that tight. I think we're in good shape. So just for fun, let me go ahead and get this on the track here. And transformers are on. See what we get. Oh, nice. Oh, fast too. It's got some pickup to it, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Fantastic. And I haven't done anything to the body yet. I haven't done a darn thing to that body yet. So I got to get that body off and get it washed up, get it clean. And I'll look at the bumpers a little bit better to see if we need to do any re-chroming on there. But man, we got a chassis that's working. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, the Firebird here and the Chaparral that's in the salt water, I think it was like 35, 37 bucks. And I keep saying, if they look like crap on eBay, they're going to sell like that. So if you want something to look good, and if you want something to sell well, make it look good. Make it look good on eBay, guys. Poor pictures, if the pictures don't do your items justice, they're not going to sell well. They really won't. So I've got two chassis, and again, I usually think they're about, for a refurbished chassis, 35 each. And I got both these plus the bodies for about 35, 37 shipped to me. Couldn't pass it up. Just for fun, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go ahead and get take a look at the Chaparral that's in the salt water. Started messing with it. It's still kind of wet, and the back windshield it was almost just jumping out in my hand. Okay, so that's the good news. I don't know. Wow. Okay. Fantastic. We got movement, guys. We got some movement here. Do you see that? Look at that. That's a little pressure. Okay, fantastic. Look at that. Okay, now, boy, I'm excited. The saltwater bath, again, wow, we got it. We got the darn thing. One piece, too. Look at that. I didn't have to carve up the chaparral. I seriously thought with that hard glue being on there for so many years, I thought I was going to take the grinder to get these two pieces apart. They were just fused together. And I might reconsider what I thought earlier. I still don't see any residual glue where the windshield was. That post must have not been ground down properly and I couldn't get it out. But again, it was just falling out when I took it out of the drink there. But salt water, warm salt water can loosen up this hard ass glue. Wow, I am totally impressed. All right, let me get this wiped off a little bit better. Man, look at the lights and the windshield. They come out really nice. And I never would have come across the notion to use salt water to loosen up hard ass glue. You know, I would have never even considered that. So I can't wait till I have another windshield I need to get the glue off of or something. You know what? Okay, so what I want to do is I want to not discombobulate this. I want to take it apart and start finishing out the body here. Wow, this is really cool. Okay, I just got the body off the chassis there, and I want to dry fit everything. You know, you don't want to go ahead and glue everything up and it doesn't fit properly, you know, so you want to dry fit it. Let's see if I can get these in here. And, oh yeah, they fit good. They fit good. How about the windshield now? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, couple drops of glue. We are going to be back in business. Just got the windshield and the headlights glued in place, and I made sure that they're firmly in place, and I'm not going to mess with this anymore. But I made sure that the headlights are flush with the body there. You know, there's a little bit of play, just a little bit of play in the body. Yeah, see there? Just a little bit of play. So as this is drying, I want to make sure that the headlamps are exactly where I want them. So I'm not going to fuss with this anymore. I'm going to go ahead and give the Firebird here a bath and get it cleaned up. It's really not bad, but it's just kind of dull. It looks like it's got some finger oil on it, that kind of stuff. So I bet you I can brighten it up. And there's really a little bit of tire sanding. I can see what was going on here. So really not too bad, but it does need to be cleaned. Overall, not too bad. Just got the Firebird out of the sink, and I went ahead and did the chaparral too, the one that I took the windshield and the headlights for. And I'm going to do the VRP on them. I'm going to do that here in just a bit. I'm going to splooge it on, just let it set. When you just have it on there, just let it set. Then I'm going to go ahead and buff it out and get it all nice and shiny again. And while that'll be setting up, I'm going to tear apart the chassis over here and get that thing just oiled up a little bit better. It ran good with one drop of oil. I was so surprised, but it ran good. And I think the hubs are going to need to be refreshed, that kind of stuff. All right, let me go ahead and get the VRP on these. Okay, very good. The VRP's been on there for quite a bit now. I had to take a break, and I'm back here, and it's been on there long enough. I was going to dive into the chassis straight away, but it's been on here long enough. I'm going to go ahead and get a towel, get all the VRP off, and then go ahead and buff them out. I just got done getting the VRP off, and it is it's remarkable what that product does. Absolutely remarkable. Look at the shine, guys. Look at the shine. I mean, that's like showroom right there. Probably better than showroom. You know what? I mean, that is really nice. And since I got the bodies done, I was just thinking about the other one, and let me test it. I think they are. Yeah, they feel like they're in there pretty good. Yeah, there's no movement. That's good. Let me do this. I'm going to put the body on the chassis there. I think this needs some track time. We're going to call this one complete here in just a sec. Just set it on the track. I love looking at the windshield and the headlights in there. Transformers are now on. Let's see what we get, guys. Nice. Now, remember, this is supposed to be a tough ones, but I got it geared to where it's like a standard TJ chassis. I love it the way they work like that. The tough ones, to me, too fast for my track, guys. Too fast for my track. So I'm going to call this one finished. Absolutely wonderful. That's going to go in the collection that doesn't have any accents on it. The ones I collect like that, no factory accents. And now we got the headlights and we got the windshield in. I am excited about that. Fantastic. We got both the bodies done over here. Those are good. Just got to get to this last chassis here and get the get this thing. It runs good. Runs good. Let's just get it cleaned up and look a little bit better. Well, Chaparral came out good. I love when I get a project finished like that and come out looking like it's brand spanking new. Really love it. So we got the VRP off of both the bodies, and we got the chassis refurbished over here. This is done. Those are as done as I'm going to do it. No, I tell you what. I still got to touch up that back bumper with a little bit of that Molotov chrome pin that I have there. And the front bumper looks good. So I'll just touch up the corners there in just a bit. But right now, we got to get this chassis apart. It really looks like it just needs a good cleaning. I can see the filth and the grime there. Looking at the back axle, yeah, there's something. So I'm going to fully take it apart here. I don't see any verdigrease, but I do see the oxidation. So let's just go ahead and get it going. There we go. And got one of the brushes stuck there. Get the magnets out. And the other brush is in there. Is it going to come out? Yes, it is. Good. I like when they come out like that, good and easy. Like it never got too hot in there, and they're molded in there. All right, what do we got? Anything? Just filth. Good. Get the shoes off, and the spring looks a little funky, doesn't it? Look at that spring there. That looks like it's been elongated or something. There's a way to refresh the springs without stretching them out, and I've showed you guys how to do that before. That second one doesn't look too bad. Okay, bottom of the chassis. Yeah, we're going to take the wire Dremel to that, get that cleaned up. Let me go ahead and pull the axles real quick. I'm going to do that in front of me. I just pulled the rear axle, and there's a tuft of grime and stuff on there. Right back here too. Even on the crown gear, there's stuff. Man, I mean, it doesn't help if you got all this grime and I don't know what cat hair or whatnot. I don't know what's on there, but it doesn't help the axle spin faster if you got all that stuff on there. Just trying to get a lot of the grime off. I do that with this paintbrush, and I go over every bit of it that I can get the grime out of there, and then we should be ready for reassemble, because you don't want hair, you don't want dirt and grime in there. I really don't want to wash the whole darn thing, so I just use the paintbrush like that. I was just using the wire Dremel brush on the top plate there, and what was interesting is instead of oil, whoever had this before used more of a grease. It was like a white grease in between the gears there, and it's thick enough. It's thick enough. I prefer to use something that has a little bit more thinner viscosity, because when I go to clean it, it's much easier. Okay, so it's time for a little bit of reassembly. I'm going to clean the brushes like I do, and then put everything back together. And again, I like to oil as I put things back together. It just seems like it's the easier way to do it. Just put the engine clamp on, doesn't look too bad except for the hubs. Everything looks like it's good. Just taking over the transformer. Yeah, we'll make sure the transformer's on this time, right? All right, see what we get, guys, see what we get. We know it ran before, and all it needs is a drop of oil. Now that it's clean, oh, that sounds like it's screaming. That sounds like it's screaming. Fantastic, very good. Okay, good, time to take care of the hubs there. We're gonna go ahead and get the Molotov pen out and refresh those. Probably the bumper on the back there too. We're gonna take care of that both at the same time. Okay, I've got the Molotov pen here, and I love this stuff. It's very easy to use, and it comes out looking just like fresh new chrome. You see how easy that stuff goes on, guys? It looks just like fresh new chrome. This is a 1mm pen. They do have pens that come in 2mm, 4mm. I'm not sure if they do bigger. I do like the 2mm because it's obviously double wide and makes it for quick work of things. But if you really want to get into tiny little areas, This 1mm pen is absolutely wonderful. Can you guys see how good that's coming out? I mean, look at the reflection there. That is so darn good. It really is. Really is. You're gonna do the same thing here. I'm putting my finger on the axle there so I don't touch the other hub to where I can get some paint on this without it turning around. There we go. And it doesn't take long for this stuff to dry. When I get the tires on, it'll be just a few minutes from now. I'm gonna get the tires on and probably get this thing on the track. I am excited about getting about finishing the chaparral there. It came out so good. You know what? It came out so good. It looks just like it's, hey, factory fresh, ready to go. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna give that a few minutes to dry, and then we're gonna give it the tires back on, give it some track time. We have a genuine refurbished chassis. Look how well the hubs come out. I mean, man, you can't ask for better than that. That is just absolutely wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the Firebird or the Chaparral. I don't know which one, just that. Fantastic, I just got the body on the chassis there. Let's see what we get, guys. Yeah, like drifts a little bit, might have to sand the back tires, but overall, real good. We knew it was gonna be a working chassis when we got it. Again, one drop of oil, but now that it's running better and looking better, the chassis, it's gonna do very, very, very good on eBay. I am pleased as punch, guys. I got all these things finished. I got 2 chassis that I'm keeping. Both these bodies gonna go back on eBay, and the Chaparral over here that looks like it's a factory fresh, minty fresh condition. I did real good. I did real good. So I've got this totally refurbished the way I want it to look, and I got 2 chassis, and again, $35 per refurbished chassis. They'll go all day on eBay like that. And I got 2 of them plus the 2 bodies for like $35, $37, I forget what it was. And I'm gonna sell these back on eBay, and I'm gonna make sure that I get some good pictures of them because they do look good. No cut wheel wells, and I'll sell them with the guide pin and a couple of screws, that type of thing. But they look really good. And I did touch up the back bumper there with the Molotov pin, and it came out real good. All right, guys, if you need anything, let me know. Please like and subscribe. I certainly appreciate it, and if you comment, I will get back with you as soon as I can. All right, guys, have fun. See ya.